The Cleveland Police Union had threatens to boycott Browns games. And this is over Isaiah Crowell's Instagram post that he took to in response to the devastating news that's been going on around the world. Now, we don't really get all too political on TYT Sports. We're going to keep it in the context of really what happened with Isaiah Crowell and the Browns police, but to give you some context as to what he was responding to. Of course, going all the way back to, unfortunately, what's going on with the Philando Castle and Alton Sterling, and
Dallas
as well,
Police.
and the Dallas Police. So that's what this owl has to deal with. If you want for more information as to that, I can leave links to our main show in the comment section below, or a quick Google search into the news of newspapers and around the world, stuff like that. You can find out a ton of information that way. But I'd encourage you to go to the main political show for that kind of information with Cenk, John, Hannah, all those guys. But what happened was Isaiah Crowell sent out this Instagram post. You can see from the photo, it's a shadowy figure slicing the throat of a police officer, and this has now caused uproar. He deleted the tweet, the Instagram post very quickly, right? And one of the things I always want to mention with these things is you got to be careful what you put on social media.
It never goes away.
It never goes away. So when you try to delete it, it's already screen capped. Someone's going to show it. And once you delete it, then it causes even more of a stir. But Crowell did apologize for this. He put up a video himself addressing why he did this in the first place.
And see my face and understand that I'm sorry. Last week, like so many others, I was frustrated and upset about what's going on in our country. I've had friends and family members that's dealing with violence. I've seen violence throughout the country, and I'm really just emotional about it. And during that emotion, I did something that I wish I could take back. I posted a really disgusting, bad picture, and I took it down immediately because I knew I was wrong. Nobody had to tell me to take it down. Not my PR agent or the Browns had to tell me to take it down because I knew I was wrong. I'm sorry, and I hope you will understand that that's not who I am. I would never wish violence on anyone, especially a police officer. I'm sorry to all the Browns fans, all the people who support my career, and all the kids out there who look up to me. And most of all the good police officers who are out there protecting us every day. By posting that picture, I became part of the problem. I don't want to be part of the problem. I want to be part of the solution. And to back that up, my first game check is going to the Dallas Fallen Officer Foundation. Also, I'm committed to doing whatever I can to create open dialogue between my communities and the police who serve us. I know this may not change your mind about me, and I know I can't take the post back, but I'm sorry. And moving forward, I'm committed to being part of this.
However, the president of the Cleveland Police Patrolmen's Association, Stephen Loomis, did not accept the apology. He said, quote, he needs to go to Dallas, help the families who lost their loved ones last week, write them a check, look them in the eyes, and give a heartfelt apology, Loomis told TMZ. He went on to compare Crowell's post to sharing a photo of an African-American man being hung from a tree in the 1960s. And continued to say, I will pull Cleveland officers, sheriffs, state troopers out of First Energy Stadium this season if he doesn't make it right. You're a grown-ass man and you claim you were too emotional to know it was wrong. Think we'll accept your apology? Kiss my ass. Now, this is just immediate reaction after irrational immediate reaction after irrational immediate reaction. First of all, Isaiah Crowell is technically in his right, with freedom of speech and all of that, to express his opinion towards what's going on. And so technically is Police Union head Stephen Loomis. Now, the difference is, I think in this situation, Crowell's post can be interpreted in pretty much the way that he's cutting the head off a police officer, right? And he wanted to explain more, so he went on to doing it. Because of one person, a police union, in my opinion at least, a police union head should not threaten to pull security from an entire stadium of innocent fans and people because of one player. So I think it's just a rash reaction to both. Obviously, injustice does not give justice. There's no, we've been over this back and forth, back and forth. I'm curious your thoughts on this, Francis. I don't think there's a right or wrong. I don't think there has to be a right and wrong side to this. I just think this is what immediate rash reaction leads to, and this needs to be cleared up because you need to have security at Browns games or any NFL game.
Everything that's going on in this country at the moment, this great country, a lot of it is being fueled by irrational decisions. I think that is the key point to take here, is that we need level heads. We need level heads a lot of the time, right? And before I get into my discussion on that, I'm very careful when I talk about someone's opinion, especially someone of colour who responds to something, because this is one thing that has to be said that not a lot of people take into account. I haven't experienced the difficulty of even just walking down the street.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced the difficulty of oppression, of feeling like I'm unsafe doing everyday things. And a lot of people who, by the way, are white will share their opinion on a matter without even thinking to themselves, have I ever actually experienced this though? And that's where it becomes a problem to me.
They pretend to empathize with
and
the
it's
situation.
the first thing that I always see when it comes to the countless Facebook posts that I see from people who just become closet political activists is like, I understand you're frustrated. No, you don't. That's why I don't understand it. So when I empathize, I ask and I listen. I don't say I understand because I don't. That's the thing here. So in this situation, it is one rash decision. That shouldn't cost tons of fans. And one thing we need, by the way, is sports to continue and promote the good in the world.
Yes.
Is for people to come together in that community. Is for police, athletes to come together. This was a stupid tweet, tweet or post. And obviously he understood that it was stupid because he deleted it. And it was irrational and it was in the moment and emotions are flaring everywhere. If you were to look across, yes, he's an athlete, so everything's going to be under that spotlight. There's a lot of harsh things being said over this matter, but when it comes to this, Jason, I think you're absolutely right. We need a level head because one irrational comment after another just leads to another unnecessary conflict, another unnecessary discussion that takes away from the necessary discussions that have to be going on.
We live in a great country. I truly believe that. I just think that there's been too much irrational, immediate reaction to certain things. So I wanted to give the update via AP this morning. CROWELL posted a video, which we showed a little bit earlier, in which he claims that he will donate his first game check of the season to the Dallas Fallen Officers Foundation, which is what for the police head of the police union was referring to, as he has to go out and donate to them. It's amazing how an Instagram post, one post, could so drastically lead to an entire police union saying no security at Browns games. Just think about that. That's the definition of 0 to 100. It's the definition of out-of-control reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have to get that far. It could have been settled behind closed doors, which is how I think most things should be settled. Mm-hmm. And of course, you have to be careful. Regardless, Isaiah Crowell is not the stature of Adrian Peterson or Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady in the NFL. He's a decent running back on an unfortunately cursed franchise that will not be probably not an All-Pro Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. But that's amazing to me. It's just one post, one graphic image post.
Well, tempers are so high at the moment and everyone is thinking, a lot of people are thinking irrationally, then that's all it takes at times, is that when someone responds to something and when it's in the heat of the moment, media outlets thrive on that. And they will take it and they will throw everything around it so that everyone can get on board. But the overarching theme, again, to reiterate, is that the things that are going on in this country are horrible. And you need communities to try and come together. And just because if you are for the police to be protected and be safe, and you can congratulate the police, the majority of them that actually do their jobs well, it doesn't mean that you're against the Black Lives Matter movement. And the same thing, if you're for Black Lives Matter, it doesn't mean that you're against the police or against whites. It's like there are certain things in this world that you can stand for that doesn't have a repercussion at the end.
That's exactly the point. It's like, it's the idea, to me, that's the craziest part, is if the minute one person stands up, and this is like one of the major problems with social media, is giving everybody a voice is a blessing and a curse. Once one person stands up, first of all, on Facebook, again, as you put it, the closet political activists that don't say it or do really anything but just hide behind a keyboard, they sit there and they say, like, I believe in this movement. Mm-hmm. And then the reaction is, well, if you believe in this movement, you're a racist son of a bitch. Mm-hmm. Or if you believe in the other side of the movement, well, then you're against cops. Yeah. You're anti-cop. That's not how that's supposed to work.
We should all just be against innocent lives being lost. And I mean, and that's the perfect world.
That's a good one. That's a nice one.
But that's a perfect world. Either way, sorry, it got a little bit dark and gloomy, but that is unfortunately when these things go on, they do cross over with sports, and we try our best to keep it away and keep just the good news to you guys. But as I said, it's unfortunate that times at the moment they have to cross over. But let us know what you guys think of all the subjects we talked about today in the comment section below. Make sure to come back and subscribe to 2IT Sports. It goes a long way. We appreciate you guys helping us get to 300,000 subs. We're now moving towards 400,000. And as I said, if we get there sooner than what we did with our 300,000,
you will eat your shoe.
I will eat my shoe, and Jason will wear a bow tie with no shirt underneath
Yeah,
for a full week. Chippendale style.
I'll do one clip.
One clip?
One clip.
I'll
one
take that.
segment.
That's a good compromise. Hit us in the comments. Twitter @Francis_Maxwell. Jason Rubin 91 2IT Sports. Peace.